Robin Smith from the Rock Your Relationship Sisterhood Facebook group and here on YouTube in my Rock Your Relationship YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to talk about communication and why it's so important. And also I want to share a little bit from my life and what have been the challenges in our relationship so you have a sense of what's possible for yourself. So my husband and I have been in a very happy relationship for over 22 years. And it's been a learning curve for us both. Right now, we have a really great rapport. We get along. We spend a lot of time together now that he's retired. And I was just remarking in a Facebook post the other day how happy I am that I get to see more of him. We get to run into each other in the house as I'm going back and forth between work and the kitchen and eating more meals together than we used to. And we are playful, we flirt, and we have a good time together. And all of this on the heels of picking up our lives from California 2 years ago and moving to Costa Rica and building a home here, which has been the most stressful thing we've ever done, either of us. And all that said, we've managed to get to this place that feels really good. And in fact, all along the way, we felt like more and more of a team because we were doing this really hard thing together. And I've just been so grateful to have him by my side. I hands down would not have done it without him and without a partner like him who's really committed to the journey and committing to figuring it out. And we did. And we're just so pleased with ourselves. But it hasn't always been easy. And I teach a lot about communication and about how to have a healthy relationship. And that's because I've been boots on the ground in my own relationship. I have worked hard to learn communication skills so I can communicate what I need and want, so I can have healthy boundaries, so I can get heard and understood. And it's, like I said, it's been a learning curve. I didn't have those tools growing up. I got in a lot of arguments in my earlier relationships. I remember a relationship in college where we were physical. I threw things at him sometimes because I was so frustrated and I didn't know how to get my point across. And I didn't know how to honor myself and my own boundaries. And I would just let my anger get the best of me. And then even with my first fiance, we had a lot of power struggles. And you may have heard me talk about that relationship where it was challenging and I often didn't feel heard and I didn't feel seen. And I felt like we were missing each other constantly. And we were always one-upping each other and trying to be right. And it was exhausting. And I just didn't feel like it could go anywhere because it was this struggle. It was a lot of work. So I put in my time learning about communication. I spent years in a communication group where we were learning skills and we had a teacher. And I've spent years in a relationship course and mentorship program. And now my trauma training I've been involved with for the last 7 years. So I've put in a lot of time in training as well as in my current relationship and past relationships, learning what didn't work and trying to figure out year by year what can make it better. So I come to you with that life experience to say that we all have our challenges, even though I'm in a great place in my relationship now, and I have been for a very long time. It's because of the tools that I have and the commitment that we have together that's given me the strength and the courage and the trust to keep moving forward. There have certainly been times when we considered breaking up because stuff was hard and we weren't getting our needs met. But we kept saying, let's keep trying. We weren't ready to give up. And we kept going back for more support from our mentors, for tools. And little by little, we kept coming to a better place. So I wanted to tell you that because relationships do take work. It usually doesn't just start out easy. And most of us have had enough life experience when we're in an easier place that has helped us to get there, right? We don't just show up in our first relationship and everything's perfect the whole time. So we have to have patience and we also have to build trust. And the trust comes from knowing that even though we mess up sometimes, like even still today, sometimes we raise our voices or we get agitated with each other or we misunderstand each other and someone gets reactive. we don't go apart. Or when we do, we come back together. And that is so key because we have the tools for how to repair and what are the communication skills that we need to fix what happened, to make up after the distance that occurred after the rupture, and to find our way back. And I think it's really important to get that the tools are going to help you find your way back, even when you make mistakes, because nobody's perfect and we're all going to mess up sometime, even if we've been in a happy, healthy relationship for 25 years. So I want to encourage you to keep getting support. That's the most important thing. You can't do it alone, and you can't do it from a book. And it really helps to have a mentor, a coach, a therapist, a program, friends, a support community, whatever it is that works best for you, to guide you and to hold your hand through those difficult moments when you're frustrated and when you don't think you can figure it out, to get to the other side of it. And along the way, I want to really support you in gathering tools, because again, most of us didn't have enough tools for how to communicate skillfully, for how to repair when there's been a rupture, for how to build trust in each other. So these tools are important, and that's why I love doing what I do. I love teaching relationship skills, communication tools, so that people can have a happier life. So many of us struggle so much in the frustration of the relationship and the exasperation of not getting our needs met or not feeling heard or whatever it is. And I know it doesn't have to be that hard. I know that with time and practice and patience and skills, you can get to a place where it's easier, because I've seen it in my own life. I struggled a lot in a lot of relationships, and now I don't. Now I have my moments where things are hard and I find my way to the other side. So if I can do that, I know that you can do it. And I hope you'll take me up on my free Rock Your Relationship communication training for women, because it's an opportunity to get a bunch of free communication skills that I love to give, and a lot of coaching too that I give as a bonus in this 4 to 7 days of the training. So each day I give you 1 or 2 relationship skills that you can take away and practice at home or at work or wherever you practice them, and bring them back the next day. We're only spending about an hour and 15 minutes a day in the training. You've got plenty of time to take these tools home and put them to use. It's boots on the ground. Try them out, ask your questions, come back in, let us know how it went, learn from one another in the training. And then you're going to grow from that. I've had hundreds of thousands of women take this training now, and they get a lot of incredible results, even in the short period of time of the training. But the ones who get the best results are the ones who implement what I'm teaching you every single day and come back and participate in the assignments that I'm giving, and ask the questions and get some coaching so you can really implement it and integrate it into your life. So there's a link below for the Rock Your Relationship communication training. What have you got to lose? It's totally free, and it can really change your life and make your life better, so you can feel more connected, heard, supported, closer, and have more fun in your relationships. We all deserve that, and I want that for you. Please join me in the Rock Your Relationship communication training. It's going to be fun. We're going to learn together, and it's totally free. Click the link below, and I look forward to seeing you there.